Prayers for my failed daughter who can't even keep a husband. My mother's Facebook post blazed across my laptop screen, already gathering sympathy reactions from her 2,847 friends. I sat in my office at 2 a.m. finalizing the acquisition that would make me the youngest female billionaire in tech history. While my mother publicly mourned my divorce from a man who spent 3 years trying to convince me to quit my little startup, the irony was so sharp it could have cut diamonds, which, coincidentally, I could now afford by the truckload. Thanks for the prayers, Mom, I typed in the comments, hitting enter before I could think better of it. My phone immediately buzzed with a text from my sister Emma. Why do you even engage? You know she feeds on the drama. But engaging was exactly what I needed to do. Not for my mother, Patricia Hartley, who built her entire identity around being a martyred mother of 2 daughters, one a proper married teacher, the other a failed divorced tech founder. I needed to engage for the 847 people who'd liked her post, who'd swallowed her narrative whole, who had no idea that her failed daughter had just closed a deal that would revolutionize encrypted communications. I scrolled through the comments under Mom's post, each one a small knife. So sorry, Patricia. Some girls just aren't meant for marriage. At least Emma gave you grandchildren. Maybe she'll find herself now. It's never too late. Your burden is heavy, but God gives the strongest battles to his toughest warriors. My burden. My mother's favorite word for me since the divorce papers were signed 6 months ago. Before that, I'd been her challenge. Before that, her different one. Always something that required prayer circles and worried discussions at her book club. My phone rang. Marcus, my CFO. Sophia, Forbes wants to move up the announcement. They're saying tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. embargo. You good with that? I looked at my mother's post again. 847 likes. 234 comments. All of them pitying poor Patricia with her failed daughter. Actually, I said, make it 8 a.m. East Coast time. Any particular reason? My mother's book club meets at 8:30. Marcus laughed. You're evil. I love it. Oh, and CNN wants an exclusive follow-up. Something about youngest self-made female billionaire breaking barriers. Tell them yes, but I want to do it from my office. Full background visible. The one with all the awards and that photo with the president? That's the one. After hanging up, I went back to Mom's Facebook. The comments had multiplied. Her post was going viral in our hometown of Scottsdale, the kind of viral that happens in upper-middle-class suburbs where everyone knows everyone and gossip is currency. I thought about calling her, warning her. But then I remembered last Christmas, when she'd introduced me to her friends as my daughter who's getting divorced, yes, the one I told you about. Or Easter, when she de-seated me at the kids' table because single people might relate better to the younger crowd, or my birthday, when she de-posted a photo of Emma's family with the caption blessed with grandchildren from at least one daughter. She'd made her bed of public humiliation. Tomorrow, she could lie in it. I spent the rest of the night preparing. Not for the Forbes announcement, that was just paperwork and signatures. I prepared for what would come after. The inevitable phone call. The dramatic Facebook posts. The family meeting Emma would demand. No. At exactly 8 a.m., Forbes updated their homepage. Breaking, Sophia Hartley, 29, becomes youngest self-made female billionaire after CloudVault acquisition. The subtitle read, the divorced tech founder who built an encryption empire while her family thought she was playing with computers. I'd given them that quote. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. By 8:03, my phone was exploding. Texts, calls, emails, LinkedIn notifications. But I was watching Facebook, waiting. It started with Emma, OMG Sophia. Is this real? Call me. Then my cousins found it. Then my aunts. Then, one by one, every person who'd offered prayers for my poor mother dealing with her failed daughter. The first person to post on Mom's wall was her best friend, Carol. Patricia, did you see the Forbes article about Sophia? Then another, your daughter is a billionaire? Why didn't you tell us? And another, I'm confused. Isn't this the daughter who just got divorced? I watched the likes on her original post start to disappear. Comments being deleted. Her friends scrambling to rewrite history. My phone rang. Mom. I let it go to voicemail. Then Emma. Then Mom again. Then my dad, who'd been silent through Mom's entire campaign of public shame. Finally, I answered Emma's 5th call. A billionaire, she shrieked. Are you kidding me? I've been defending you at every family gathering while you were secretly building a $1 billion company. 2 billion, actually, I corrected. The acquisition was for 2.1 billion. This isn't funny, Sophia. Mom is having a meltdown. Her entire book club is at her house and they're all reading the Forbes article out loud. Mrs. Patterson just asked why Mom called you a failure if you're running a tech company. What did Mom say? Nothing. She locked herself in the bathroom. Dad's trying to do damage control, but he doesn't understand what CloudVault does, so he keeps making it worse. What's he saying? Something about you making a computer program. Mrs. Williams asked if it was like Facebook and he said yes. Sophia, please come over. This is insane. I'm a little busy being a failed daughter, I said. Besides, I have a CNN interview in an hour. CNN? This is getting worse. Mom's going to die. From embarrassment? That's not typically fatal. This isn't like you. You don't do revenge. This isn't revenge. This is just timing. Forbes was going to announce it anyway. At 8 a.m.? Exactly when Mom's book club meets? Come on. Pure coincidence. Emma sighed. She deserved it. I know she deserved it. But she's still our mother. No, she's your mother. I'm just the failed daughter she needs prayers for. You know she loves you. No, Emma. She loves the idea of me she created. The struggling, divorced, childless daughter who validates her worldview that women need marriage to be complete. The actual me? The one who worked 100-hour weeks building something revolutionary? She doesn't even know that person exists. I could hear commotion in the background. Voices raised. My mother's distinctive wail. I have to go, Emma said. She's coming out of the bathroom. Please consider coming over later. I'll think about it. I hung up and turned on CNN, where my face was already on screen. Tech wunderkind becomes youngest female billionaire. They'd found my Stanford graduation photo, my wedding photo, with my ex conveniently cropped out, and screenshots of CloudVault's interface. The anchor was explaining what CloudVault did, military-grade encryption for everyday communications, making privacy accessible to everyone from journalists to activists to ordinary citizens. They'd gotten quotes from tech leaders, privacy advocates, even a former NSA director who called it a game changer for digital rights. My phone buzzed. A Facebook notification. Mom had posted again. So proud of my daughter Sophia and her little computer company. I always knew she was special. Please disregard my earlier post. I was just having a worried mother moment. We all know how hard divorce can be, but God works in mysterious ways. Folded hands, red heart. The comments were brutal. Little computer company? Patricia, she's a billionaire. Didn't you just call her a failure 3 hours ago? This is embarrassing. Delete this. Poor Sophia. No wonder she never mentions you in interviews. That last one stung, not me, but definitely her. Because it was true. In 3 years of building CloudVault, I'd given hundreds of interviews. Not once had I mentioned my family. When asked about my support system, I talked about my mentors, my team, my friends. Never the mother who spent those same 3 years publicly documenting my failure. My CNN interview went live at 9. I sat in my office, the wall behind me displaying my MIT diplomas, photos with tech leaders, and yes, that picture with the president from when CloudVault won the National Innovation Award. Sophia, congratulations on this incredible achievement, the anchor began. Tell us about your journey. You started CloudVault during your divorce, correct? Actually, I started it before my marriage, I corrected. But yes, I scaled it during the divorce proceedings. It was an interesting time. My ex-husband thought I was wasting time on a hobby, while I was actually building the foundation for what CloudVault became. Yes. And your family? Were they supportive? I paused, choosing my words carefully. I've been fortunate to find support in unexpected places. The tech community, particularly women in tech, have been incredible. Sometimes your chosen family becomes more important than your biological one. Any words for young women who might be facing similar challenges? Divorce, family pressure, societal expectations. Your worth isn't determined by your relationship status, your ability to meet other people's expectations, or how well you fit into someone else's idea of success. Build something meaningful. Solve real problems. The right people will see your value. The interview lasted 15 minutes. By the time it ended, Mom had deleted both her Facebook posts and gone dark. Emma texted that she'd retreated to her bedroom with a migraine. Dad had apparently escaped to the golf course. But the internet never forgets. Screenshots of Mom's failed daughter post were already circulating on Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn. Tech Twitter had picked it up with captions like "Remember this when your family doubts you and success is the best revenge." One viral tweet showed both posts side by side, Mom's prayer request and the Forbes headline. The caption read, 8 hours apart. Choose your narrative carefully. By noon, I had interview requests from every major outlet. Book deal offers. Speaking engagements. A Hollywood producer wanted to option my story. By 2 p.m., Emma was at my office. Mom's in crisis mode, she announced, flopping onto my couch. She's called every family member trying to explain. Apparently, she has been secretly supporting you this whole time and the Facebook post was taken out of context. How do you take failed daughter who can't keep a husband out of context? Right? But here's the thing, she's now trying to paint herself as the misunderstood mother of a billionaire. She told Aunt Linda that she pushed you to succeed through tough love. Tough love, I repeated. Is that what we're calling public humiliation now? Emma studied me. You know what's weird? You don't seem happy. You just became a billionaire and you look sad. She wasn't wrong. The victory felt hollow. Not the cloud vault success, that was years of blood, sweat, and code finally paying off. But this moment with my family felt empty. I wanted her to be proud of me, I admitted. Not because of the money. Because I built something that matters. Because I didn't give up when everyone said I should. Because I proved that divorced women at 29 aren't failures. She is proud. No, she's embarrassed. There's a difference. She's proud of having a billionaire daughter she can brag about. She's embarrassed about all the times she called me a failure. But proud of me, the actual person? She doesn't even know who I am. Emma's phone buzzed. Oh God. She's posting again. We watched as Mom uploaded a photo album, my brilliant daughter through the years. Baby photos. School awards. My wedding, with my ex still visible. Recent family gatherings where I looked miserable. The caption, a mother always knows her child's potential. So blessed to have raised such a successful daughter. For those asking, yes, I always knew Sophia would do great things. Hashtag proud mom, hashtag billionaire daughter, hashtag blessed. That's somehow worse than the failure post, Emma said. Much worse, I agreed. My phone rang. An unknown number with a Scottsdale area code. Hello? Sophia? This is Carol Martinez. From your mother's book club? Hi, Mrs. Martinez. I wanted to apologize. I commented on your mother's post this morning, the one calling you a failure. I had no idea. I mean, we all just believed her narrative. I'm ashamed of myself. It's okay. No, it's not. Your mother has been painting this picture of you for years. The divorced daughter who can't get her life together, who refuses to date, who wastes time on computers. We all bought into it. We prayed for you at our meetings, for God's sake. Like you were some kind of lost soul. I appreciate you calling. The thing is, my daughter is going through a divorce. She's devastated, thinks her life is over. Could I give her your number? Maybe you could talk to her? Show her that divorce isn't the end. Of course. I'd be happy to. After she hung up, 3 more book club members called with similar apologies and requests. Their daughters, nieces, friends, all women who'd been labeled failures for not fitting the mold. By evening, I'd agreed to speak at a women's entrepreneurship event in Scottsdale. The organizer, another book club member, practically begged. We've been doing it wrong, she said. Defining success by marriage and babies. Meanwhile, you were building an empire and we were praying for you to find a man. I'm mortified. Emma stayed with me through it all, fielding calls when I needed a break. You know what's funny, she said around 6 p.m. Mom created her own nightmare. She wanted so badly for you to need her, to validate her worldview, that she couldn't see what you were becoming. And now everyone knows. I didn't want everyone to know like this, I said. I wanted to tell her privately. Have her be excited. Maybe even understand why the divorce was necessary. Marcus would never have let me build Cloud Vault. He wanted a wife who'd support his career, not have her own. Would she have understood though? Really? I thought about it. No. She would have found a way to make it about her failures as a mother. Or asked when I was going to start dating again. Or worried about what people would think. My phone buzzed. A text from Mom, please come home. We need to talk. Then another, I'm sorry. And another, I didn't mean those things. And finally, your father says I need therapy. Maybe he's right. That last one made me pause. Dad never contradicted Mom. Never suggested she might be wrong. If he was pushing for therapy, I should go talk to them, I said. Emma nodded. Want backup? No. This is between me and them. The drive to my parents' house in Paradise Valley took 20 minutes. 20 minutes to think about every family gathering where I'd been the cautionary tale. Every time Mom had asked when I was going to try again with marriage. Every concerned look when I mentioned working late or traveling for business. Dad answered the door. He looked tired. Sophia. Congratulations, sweetheart. I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I should have said something sooner. About the posts, the comments, the way she talked about you. I'm sorry. Why didn't you? He sighed. 26 years of marriage. You pick your battles. I picked wrong. Mom was in the living room, surrounded by printed articles about me. Forbes, CNN, TechCrunch, Wall Street Journal. Her laptop showed my Wikipedia page, updated that morning to reflect my new status. She looked up when I entered, and I saw something I'd never seen before, fear. $2 billion, she said quietly. You built a company worth $2 billion. Yes. While I was posting about your failures. Yes. I don't understand, she said, and for once, it sounded honest. How did I miss this? How did I not know my own daughter was this? Because you weren't looking, I said, sitting across from her. You saw what you expected to see. A divorced woman approaching 30 without children. In your world, that equals failure. But you never told me. I tried. Remember when I asked you to beta test the app? You said you didn't have time for computer games. Remember when I mentioned the Time magazine interview? You changed the subject to Emma's pregnancy. Remember when I won the Innovation Award? You posted about praying for me to find balance. She flinched at each example. I turned you into a character, she whispered. The struggling daughter. The one who needed saving. It made me feel needed. I did need you, I said. Just not the way you wanted. I needed a mother who celebrated my wins, not one who manufactured my losses. I needed support, not public pity. Your book club friends have been calling all day, Dad interjected. Telling her how they'd been praying for you. How they believed you were barely surviving. Patricia had to explain that she might have exaggerated. Exaggerated, I repeated. Is that what we're calling it? Mom's phone buzzed. Another notification on the post she thought she'd deleted. Screenshots live forever. I ruined it, she said. Your moment. Your success. It's all about my stupid post now. She wasn't wrong. The narrative had become, billionaire's mom called her a failure on Facebook. It would follow both of us forever. We can't undo it, I said. But we can decide what happens next. What do you mean? I'm starting a foundation. For women rebuilding after divorce. For mothers re-entering the workforce. For anyone who's been labeled a failure for not following the traditional path. That's wonderful. I want you to run it. Both my parents stared. What? Mom said. You know everyone. You understand the pressure to conform. You've seen firsthand how dangerous those expectations can be. Channel that energy into something positive. But I'm the one who better to help women overcome those labels than someone who used to apply them? She was crying now. I don't deserve. No, you don't. But the women will help do. And maybe, in the process, you'll understand why being a divorced tech founder isn't a failure. It's just a different kind of success. Therapy first, Dad said firmly. Then the foundation. Mom nodded. Yes. Therapy first. I stood to leave, emotionally drained. Sophia? Mom called. For what it's worth, I am proud. Not of the money. Of you. The person who could forgive me after everything I've done. That's the daughter I raised, even if I couldn't see her. Work on seeing her, I said. She's been here all along. A year later, the Patricia Hartley Foundation had helped over 500 women. Mom became an advocate for non-traditional success, speaking at conferences about the danger of limiting labels. She still posted on Facebook, but now it was articles about women in tech, divorce recovery resources, and yes, proud updates about both her daughters. She'd learned that prayers for your children shouldn't be for them to fit your mold, but for them to break it beautifully. And I'd learned that sometimes the best response to being called a failure is to succeed so spectacularly that everyone has to reconsider their definition of success. Including your mother. Especially your mother.